I was in the middle of making a completely different video when I came across this guy.
Hello guys, Huggets here.
He's pretty new to the platform, but I just watched like all of his videos, and he's making this really cool little endless runner called
Totally Ordinary Cowboy Runner.
Everything I've seen from it so far looks really cool. Love the art style. It's got like crazy lore to it, and it got me thinking about my game. It's a crime game. If you think about it, cowboys were like the first criminals really in like the US. I mean, I'm sure there were other criminals, but like when you think of an outlaw, like cowboys come to mind. So where am I getting at with all this? Well, if you read the title and looked at the thumbnail, I'm sure you'll know. You know, it's something kind of weird, like looking back on this, is when I saw that cowboy and I knew I wanted to recreate him in like my style, my go-to was this character. Which makes sense, he's the main character of this game I've been making for like 6 months, but in reality, he's just a dude I made up for a game jam game, for like an endless runner, and then I just keep reskinning him for various purposes. Anyway, so I got rid of his knife and brought in this super pixelated picture of the Totally Ordinary Cowboy because I had just taken a screenshot of him like in the video and cropped that out. I spent some time trying to decide how to do the hat. I was thinking about making it more of like a cowboy hat, but I end up not really liking that, so I do go with like the more squared off look. I love the design of his character, by the way. I think it's awesome. It looks to be like 16 by 16, and that's like one of my favorite like ways to create people, because you have like such a limitation to express like all of this character. And I think Huggets does a fantastic job of that. You can tell just by looking at him, that is a grizzled lawman. And the lore to his game is so crazy. Like it's not just like a cowboy in the West. There's like this whole fantasy realm that it all lives in. I used the dropper a lot in this because I really want it to be that palette. I think he has a great palette for this character. And I know that it's not going to be spot on because it's a screenshot from his video that I zoomed in. I do have some agency with his boots because his character's just legs all the way down. But I didn't want to do anything like too crazy with it. I just made it dark brown. Figured he's wearing some dark brown boots. He uses this really nice red color for the shirt. And looking at it, I really wish I would do more shading. Working on a larger scale, I'd have more room to do that, but I always just go for this like big solid color and then like rim lighting and just what they tell you not to do in pixel art. I do implement some of that shading in this gun. I had a lot of fun making the gun for him. I love that it's got like this mahogany stock. That's really cool. And I really wanted to ensure that that barrel was nice and shiny. That about does it for the creation. Now it's time to put him in the game and see how well he fits in. Well, I think he looks right at home. But there is one thing his little cowboy has that mine doesn't, and that is that rockin' schnoz. Something I never do in my pixel art that I do a lot in my like regular sketching is have just a real good pronounced nose. So I got to work on adding in a good super sniffer, and that was pretty difficult for some reason. I was just having the hardest time conveying that he had a big nose. But here they are side by side. Let me know which one you think looks better and which one more accurately depicts the original cowboy. And while you're at it, go check out Huggets. He's awesome. I'm going to link his channel down below. This dude is very talented, very creative, and he deserves all the support he can get.